the ancient Roman bathhouse, a place that was much more than just a spot to get clean. It was a central hub of Roman life, a place for socializing, exercising, and even conducting business. Let's dive into the fascinating world of Roman bathhouses. A testament to the activities that took place there. Romans frequently lost valuable possessions while bathing. As Archaeological Magazine notes, Romans lost all sorts of precious items, including jewelry, hairpins, and pendants while bathing. Many of the artifacts that have been discovered in the drains flowing under these structures, such as perfume jars, oil flax, nail cleaners, and tweezers. A large number of the finds were related to hygienic practices of the Romans and offered a glimpse into their priorities. These small finds, as Whitmore calls them, range from the mundane to the precious: rings, coins, and even medical and dental tools. One common artifact that has been uncovered at many of the sites is a strigil, a tool used to scrape the skin clean after oiling. These finds have highlighted the multifaceted nature of bathhouses. As Whitmore observes, the wide variety of the finds really drives home that baths weren't just for bathing, but a major social center in which people performed a number of different activities while spending time with their friends. The bathhouse was truly essential to Roman life. Public bath, functioning as a hygienic and social center, was among the most important public spaces in the Roman world. She points out that for most Romans, public baths were a necessity, as few could afford private bathing facilities in their own homes. By the 4th century CE, Rome boasted over 900 public bathhouses, and tens of thousands more were scattered throughout the Roman Empire. From Hadrian's Wall in England, depicted in the History Channel series Vikings, Dura Europus in modern-day Syria, the bathhouse was a ubiquitous symbol of the Roman civilization. The bathhouse offered a wide array of activities beyond hygiene. Romans could exercise, play sports, eat, drink, gamble, and socialize. Some of the bathhouses even had theaters and libraries. These spaces were open to all: men, women, children, rich and poor, slave and free. The bathhouse was a place to see and be seen, to display one's wealth and physique. The experience wasn't always serene. The philosopher Seneca, who lived above a bathhouse, vividly describes the cacophony. When your strenuous gentleman, for example, is exercising himself by flourishing leaden weights, when he is working hard or else pretends to be working hard, I can hear him grunt, and a resting sound of the cake seller and his varied cries, the sausage man, the confectioner, and all the vendors of food hawkers with their wares, each with its own distinctive intonation. While Seneca may not have enjoyed the hundreds, if not thousands, of bathers, he did give us a first-hand picture of what the daily activities of bathhouses were like. Romans followed a specific bathing process. When they first arrived at the bath, they would change from their street clothes in the podaterium, which was the Roman version of a locker room. With no locker, they would often leave a slave to stand guard over their belongings. Once changed, the sequence began with exercise in the palestra, with workouts including wrestling, weightlifting, ball games, and running. It was important to work up a good sweat to remove bad humors from the body. This was an essential step before entering the pools and saunas. The bathhouse played a key role in Roman health and fitness. Celsus, in De Medicina, discussed the therapeutic benefits of bathing, advising on routines following physical exertion. The next step in the process was the tepidarium, a warm room with a warm pool. At this stage, the bather could relax from his exercise while keeping his pores open and preparing his body for the next room. Following the tepidarium, bathers then moved into the hottest room and pool in the cycle, the calidarium, which housed both steam room and hot pool. Finally, they would return to a cool pool in the frigidarium, take a plunge, and close up their pores. Afterwards, bathers would socialize, receive massages, or have their hair plucked. Romans visited the bathhouse daily, making them perhaps the fittest, cleanest, and most well-groomed society in history. Based on bath mosaics found near Rome, they're not dissimilar to bathing suits today. Larger bathhouses often had separate facilities for men and women, sometimes in mirrored wings. However, mixed gender bathing was not uncommon, particularly in the warm and hot pools. In the large bathhouses, all three pools, the frigidarium, the tepidarium, and the caldarium, were found both in gender-separated wings and also in the larger central areas of the bathhouse, which were open to all bathers. It is clear from several sources that these baths could get quite salacious, with some bathhouses well known for their saucy reputation. Seneca famously wrote, "Baths, wine, and sex spoil our bodies, but baths, wine, and sex make up life." Roman engineering ensured constant supply of fresh water to the baths. Water was stored in cisterns, allowing for continuous flushing and daily cleaning. While not chlorinated like we have in our pools today, the flow of water through the entire system ensured relatively clean water. Hot pools, the tepidarium, the caldarium, were heated by a hypocast system, a vast network of tunnels and rooms that housed furnaces for heating the water and air. It wasn't just engineering. It took hundreds of slaves to keep the bathhouse clean and operational. The scale of the operation reminds me of Disneyland, where scores of workers are hidden away quietly, ensuring a smooth and pleasurable experience for the guests. Unlike Disneyland, the staff was mostly slaves. The hypocast was operated and maintained by dozens of slaves that labored in miserable conditions to keep the furnaces burning. In addition to the hypocast and hydraulic systems, they maintained and operated a variety of valves and sluices that regulated water flow. To understand the scale of this operation, the underground hypocast system at Caracalla Bath had 50 furnaces and 2 miles of tunnels distributing heat. At night, crews cleaned the sprawling structure, including draining and scrubbing down each of the pools approximately weekly. Among the hundreds of baths in Rome, 2 imperial bath complexes stand out for their sheer scale and ambition: the baths of Caracalla and the baths of Diocletian. These weren't just bathhouses, they were monumental leisure centers reflecting the power and sophistication of the Roman Empire at its zenith. The baths of Diocletian were the largest imperial baths ever built in ancient Rome. Construction began in 298 CE under Emperor Diocletian and was completed in 306 CE, and it was designed to serve heavily populated sectors of the city. The scale of the baths of Diocletian were truly colossal, covering approximately 32 acres. It is estimated that they could accommodate up to 3,000 bathers simultaneously, possibly with the daily capacity reaching as high as 10,000. The layout was similar to the baths of Caracalla, but more expansive. The baths of Diocletian were lavishly decorated with marble, mosaics, frescoes, and numerous statues. They were a testimony to the wealth and power of the late Roman Empire. Water was supplied by the Aqua Marcia aqueduct, with the Diocletian ever increasing its capacity to meet the bathers' demands. The baths of Diocletian remained operational until the aqueducts were cut off in 537 CE during the Gothic Wars. Over the centuries, parts of the massive complex were repurposed. Most notably, Michelangelo transformed the Frigidarium into the Basilica di Santa Maria, and other sections now house parts of the National Roman Museum, preserving elements of its incredible structure for modern visitors. The baths of Caracalla were commissioned by Emperor Caracalla. Construction on these baths began around 212 CE and was completed by 217. They were the second largest public baths in Rome, a gift to the Roman people situated in the southern part of the city. To supply the baths with water, a special branch of the Aqua Marcia aqueduct was constructed. The scale of baths of Caracalla was immense. Their central bathing complex alone measured 750 by 380 feet. These pools were massive, as it was designed to accommodate an estimated 1,600 bathers simultaneously, though the daily capacity could have been much higher, reaching 6,000 or 8,000. The baths of Caracalla were known for their opulent decoration. They boasted towering marble columns, floors paved with color oriental marble, intricate mosaics of glass paste and marble adorning the walls, painted stucco work, and hundreds of statues and colossal sculptural groups placed in niches and gardens. The sheer volume of material used in their construction is staggering. The baths of Caracalla remained in use for over 300 years, eventually falling into disuse after the aqueducts supplying them were damaged in the 6th century CE. Today, the extensive ruins offer a powerful glimpse into the grandeur of Roman public life and have even inspired modern architecture. These two imperial complexes, the baths at Caracalla and the baths of Diocletian, stand as enduring symbols of Roman ingenuity and their commitment to public life. They were not just places to bathe, but vibrant social, recreational, and cultural hubs that played a vital role in the daily lives of the citizens of Rome. All of this grandeur would not have been possible without water. Rome's water infrastructure was crucial to the operations of the bathhouse. The city, situated in a river valley, relied upon the Tiber's rivers and its tributaries, as well as 11 aqueducts to supply its fountains, drinking water, and baths. The Roman Empire was a marvel of engineering, and perhaps nowhere is this more evident than the sophisticated network of aqueducts. These were not simply ditches. They were monumental structures that conveyed vast quantities of fresh water over long distances and even across challenging terrain, directly into the heart of Roman cities and towns. For a city like Rome, situated along a river valley, and a reliable, abundant supply of water was crucial for its burgeoning population and its grand public works, including, of course, the magnificent bathhouses. Rome's reliance on aqueducts grew as the population swelled. While the Tiber's River provided some water, it was susceptible to pollution, flooding, and seasonal variations. To meet the increased demand, Roman engineers embarked on an ambitious program of aqueduct construction that spanned centuries. The Roman bathhouse was just more than a place to get clean. It was a microcosm of Roman society, a place where people of all classes came together to socialize, exercise, and relax. It was a symbol of Roman civilization and a testament to Roman engineering and Roman culture. Thank you.